Yo, what is going on YouTube? Today I am back home at my parents' house for spring break, and the one thing that my dad has that I don't have is a lathe. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn a block of walnut into a beautiful pen. So just to give you guys the rundown, there's a variety of different pen kits and different types of materials you can use. Starting off with the blanks, the two most common types are acrylic and wood. I personally prefer the look of wood better, so today I'm going to be turning walnut. As for the pen kits, there are many different types of styles, such as twist pens, click pens, bolt action pens, so on and so on. But for today's video, I'm going to be making this really cool silver bolt action bullet pen. If anybody is interested in getting this pen kit, there will be a link down in the description below. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cut my blank to the size of the brass tube that comes in the kit. You're going to want to leave about 1/8 of an inch or so that you can come back and sand it later. Once my blank was cut, I took it over to the drill press. To find the center of the blank, it is easiest just to draw a straight line from corner to corner, making an X pattern. This will give you a relative location of where the middle is located. Next, I apply super glue to the brass tube and slowly twist it into position, making sure that the entire tube gets coated. You also might want to consider using latex gloves for this, because I ended up super gluing my fingers together like an idiot. I tried to play it off at the end, but my index finger and my thumb both got stuck together for a good 10 minutes. After the tube dries, I take it over to the sander and sand it on both sides till it is flush with the tube. You will know that you have it flush once the end of the tube gets shiny. The last thing that I need to do before I start turning is to assemble it to the lathe with the proper bushings and tighten it down. In the pen kit instructions, it tells you how to arrange it and what bushings to use. Next, I used a roughing gouge and took slow strokes, turning the corners off into a cylinder. Once I get close to the end, I really take my time and make sure I'm getting the right shape I want. I turned my pen down a little bit more than I wanted, but you're going to want to leave a little material at the end so you can sand it down. I usually start with 150 grit sandpaper, but since I turned my blank down a little farther than I wanted, I started with 240 grit sandpaper and worked my way up to 800 grit. At the end of the sanding process, I like to dip a rag in water and lightly apply it. Adding water will raise the grain of the wood, then I will sand it again with 800 grit sandpaper. So, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this, but for the finish I use super glue and a super glue accelerator spray. It gives the wood a strong, clear, protective coat. To apply the super glue, I put a small amount on a paper towel and lightly brush the wood from left to right, assuring that it goes on even. Then I quickly hit it with the accelerator spray. I usually do about 5 to 6 coats. After I applied all my coats of super glue, I wet sanded it starting from 800 grit sandpaper and worked my way up all the way up to 3000. Once all wet sanding is complete, I like to use a wet rag to clean it up. The color and the grain looks really good and I'm really happy about the way it came out. The last step is to press the pen together. I don't have a fancy pen press or anything like that, so I just use a vise with foam pads to protect it.